Hello and welcome to the New Age Geek channel. If you're new here, we'll be an inclusive station for people of all walks of life for the power of friendship, magic, and tabletop role-playing games. Tonight we have Forging Fates, our sober D&D campaigns in the critical role world of Exandria, following our adventuring party, the Fists of Fate. What's up, Fists?
What's up, Joe? This is just your weekly friendly little reminder that the New Age Geeks includes more than just us up here on the screen. It relies on all of you wonderful geeks and your participation in this community that we are building together. If you want to become one of the New Age Geeks, you absolutely can. Just make sure to subscribe to our YouTube and Twitch channels and join our Discord, where you'll find moderated chats, emotes by one of our favorite geeks, Sarah.
Hi, Sarah!
And chat rooms with the cast and other members of this growing community. Another friendly little reminder is that the best way to help us out is with engagement. So we'd greatly appreciate if you've watched the video all the way through, like, comment, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so that these platforms know to share us with everybody else. Beyond Twitch and YouTube, we have posts going up on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, and Threads. So if you're on those platforms, make sure to follow us for more geeky goodness.
Twitch Prime is free if you already have Amazon Prime. It awards you a 1-month subscription to any channel on Twitch. Once per month, you do need to go in and resubscribe to that channel at no additional cost. Just link your accounts and click subscribe with Prime on that channel. Use it on New Age Geeks if you want. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. If you're feeling charitable, please subscribe on Twitch and YouTube. Perhaps subscribe, gift subscriptions to others. Cheer using bits, donate via PayPal, subscribe to our Patreon, and lastly, if you wish to become a sponsor for the New Age Geeks, reach out to us directly via our Instagram page to begin those discussions.
Speaking of sponsors, if you enjoy the music we have going on here on Forging Fates, we highly recommend checking out the Songcraft bot. Songcraft bot allows you to play open source community selected music and soundscapes directly from your Discord server with just a few clicks. Whether you're playing with friends or streaming on Twitch, you can use the audio stress-free. With their pro level subscription, you get their playlist builder, shareable playlist codes, access to 40+ music genres and 20+ soundscape types, global genre selections, and 2 premium Discord servers, all for just $10 a month. But by using our referral code NAG, that's NAG, you get $2 off your subscription for the first 3 months. All you need to do to get started is invite the Songcraft bot of your choosing into your server, and then hit play and let Songcraft take care of the rest.
And we are also partners with Dragon's Nest Delivery. If you don't know what Dragon's Nest Delivery is, it is a D&D shop with a ton of D&D essentials, including dice, apparel, homebrew adventures, and their Nat 20 card series, which we have been using on Queer and Present Danger. And they even have a D&D subscription box, which includes dice, candy, one-shot adventures, minis, and a bunch of downloadable content as well. So when you go to check them out, make sure to use referral code NEWAGEGEEKS, that is all one word, for 18% off of your order. And yes, that even includes the subscription box. So when you go over and check them out, make sure to tell them that we sent you.
Okay. As far as this week, the only thing we have is this Thursday, investigation check with Cassidy. I messed up the date last week, so that's on me. But barring anything else, we will have her on this Thursday to talk about all the things that she's got going on in the space. Besides that, next week we have Forging Fates, where we will continue the story. And who has stuff going on this week? I think Yuri, you want to start us off with what you got going on?
Sure. So tomorrow I will be becoming part of a game, called Road to Nowhere, using the Electric State RPG sourcebook, and it is going to be over at Happy Jack's RPG. We will be recording live in a studio as well, and this is my first AP in person. I am very, very, very excited. So definitely go ahead and support and check us out again over at Happy Jack's RPG tomorrow for this Electric State road trip in a sort of atomic dystopian Fallout style world and Road to Nowhere. I will also be on Wednesday over at Don't Kill My Character for Superhero Shenanigans, for some more shenanigans of my bird person alien princess, Kilikiki Okali, as they learn what it means to be on Earth and be a superhero. and the rest of the stuff is for the week after. So yeah, if you are going to the Crit Awards sort of celebration event here in Los Angeles at the Roguelike Tavern, after being at Geeky Teas for Free RPG Day, I will be at both. So if you're going, definitely hit me up and we can chat and hang out. And that's it for me for this week.
Yuri, Electric State, like the Netflix movie Electric State?
I've never seen the movie, so I wouldn't be able to tell you.
Yes,
Okay.
it is an inspiration.
Anyways,
There you go.
Omega, what do you got going on this week?
I only know that because some friends have played it recently as well.
Okay.
All the things. Tomorrow you can catch me over on twitch.tv/surfeffers_ for the second episode of our summer series Doom Scroll, which is already a mess and a half, and I love it. On Thursdays you can catch me over on twitch.tv/Captain Robert for Vecna Eva Ruin, where again more shenanigans are shenaniganing. And on Fridays you can catch me over on twitch.tv/Crit Hit Chronicles for Shadows over Baldur's Gate, which is a BG3 inspired D&D campaign set after the events of Baldur's Gate 3. It's a wonderful time. All 3 shows are amazing. I love them. And again, so much other stuff. Just look at my socials. More importantly, if you're going to Magic Con in Vegas, if you're a Magic the Gathering player, I will be there doing a meet and greet and doing a BIPOC mixer in association with Stella Luna as well. Trying to make sure that people of color in the Magic the Gathering space feel welcome and loved and seen. Sorry, that's that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cece, what do you got going on?
This coming Saturday at, I believe, 5 p.m. Central Standard Time, I'm getting interviewed by Classic Sammy.
Nice.
So I'll be over on their channel. So
Awesome.
really excited for that.
Okay. I think that's all we've got for announcements, unless I'm missing something. If that is it, let's dive into tonight's episode of Forging Fates. Okay, we are back. That being said, who would like to do the recap for last week's episode?
Oh, me, pick me.
Okay, go ahead.
Cool, thanks. Report number 92 to Cressida Holt. Breaking through the perpetual storms, we arrive finally at the Clattachain Island in the Shattered Teeth. The Storm Giant's vision still fresh in our minds. We pulled the Crimson Dawn in among a few other ships, barely hanging on. The repairs are going to take a few weeks, but we should be okay to explore for a while. A dwarven woman met us at the docks, the dockmaster, I assume. Fennec dealt with her, but I was distracted. The vibrational disturbance in my mind brought on by the sword bound to my soul had found itself on those very same docks. A woman, half-elven by the looks of it, with a companion on either side of her, sat nearby, watching the ship's dock. I was compelled to be closer to her, but I fought it in the moment. I advised the fists and our doctor friend to be wary, as she probably felt it too. Docking the ship took a bit, but Finnick managed to sort it out. Upon the advice of the dockmaster, we took a trip to the only inn in town. Much of a suggestion as that was. The inn was run by a family of gnomes, and we got a few rooms and some sample platters of food, but upon sitting, we noticed among the busy crowd the 3 vagabonds from the docks. My attention was fixated on the woman with the sword, who invited us over with a wave, and we joined them at their table. Introductions were made. Their names are Morrigan, the half-elf, Gale, a gnome, and Soshi, a water genasi. I could barely concentrate with the vibrations in my head trying to force me closer and closer to Morrigan. Discussions were had, but ultimately it came down to the sword. Morrigan wants a ship and a crew of her own, and to get revenge on the Pirate King. In exchange for our help, Morrigan agreed to part with her blade. We agreed, and hatched a plan. Half of us go to sabotage the tugboats at the docks, half of us distract the dockmaster and their people, and a hired bunch will create a diversion, and we steal the ship and run it to a secluded cove. Then we take on the pirates. I'll update you as it unfolds. Gormrock, Everflame of the Rivermaw tribe, and expositor of the Cobalt Soul.
Okay. So, picking up where we last left off, as you all are still seated in the... As the cog turns, the 6 of you... Excuse me. The 6 of you begin to kind of plan and get your designs ready for how you're going to approach the theft of this ship. What do you guys want to do?
I had already given the group all the information that I had acquired over my snooping around. We more or less made a plan if anybody has any other ideas. Now that we've had some extra time to think.
Just to remind, it sounds like Gormrug, Morgan, Ryanak are on team ground. Get the boats untethered, correct? Or something of the sort.
Sabotage.
Sabotage. Also, yeah, taking out any people that we may or may not need to take out, just in case, while Finnick and the gnome Gale go on and try to persuade or be charismatic with the dockmaster and other things. So she potentially was joining the 3 of us as well. Yeah, I think we pretty much have it parsed out. The main question is the when of it all. Do we do it at night when everybody is mostly asleep? All that jazz. Also, this is an island with pirates. Is there actually sleep?
Well, Morgan, you were the one watching the god shifts. When do you suggest we go?
Shifts all hours of the day. Because of the types of activities that, take place around here. So doing it at night might honestly be more suspicious, especially because we want to talk to the dockmaster. So why would we go in the middle of the night? Unless you want to try having them sneak on the ship instead. Though I don't think either of them are particularly sneaky. So talking their way on the ship might be the safer thing to do. Probably closer to the evening, though. So sunset during the guard shift, so that we know they're not going to shift again while we're trying to do the sabotage. Because if we do have to get rid of guards and they don't show up for guard shift, that's going to be bad. So we could do it during the guard shift at sunset. Have them go, say they want to look at the ship to purchase it so that they can get on the ship. Distraction happens. Finnick, you can help Gale get the ship ready for sailing. And by the time the ship is ready, we should be done with our portion. We'll sail as the sky starts to get dark. We'll have the cover of the night as well by the time we get far enough from the island.
And you do know, Morgan, at night that fog always rolls in through the city from the border that surrounds the entirety of the Teeth.
It's one of those things that it's like, might it hide us? Sure, but it might also make it much harder for us to coordinate.
So, it would seem that we have a plan. Then we
Good one, I
should.
think.
We shall see if it's good, but it is definitely a plan. For now, because it's we got in the morning, didn't we? Yeah, so it's barely even noon. Then we should do our own preparations. Make put some eyes upon this island so we understand exactly what we are getting ourselves into. So when the time comes, we are as prepared as possible. I would advise you and your ilk do the same.
Meet at the docks right before sunset.
Wonderful.
Sounds good to me.
We'll see you then.
Okay.
And Rhynak like holds up his hand for the server, and just said, "Oh, just a reminder, they are paying." Points to Morgan in the group.
Very well. Lady Morrigan, whenever you get the opportunity, of course.
They just lean back on the chair and put their feet up on the table again.
Okay.
Rhynak will stand up, look to Bennick and Gormrog, and then look back to the trail. Then we'll be seeing you then. And he will lastly look at Soshi and just give a soft little smile before heading towards the door.
They don't smile back at you at all. They just almost glare. Their eyes narrow as you see. They feel like they're being mocked.
They are.
They're picking that up. They're picking that up.
Good. I'm happy. Just smiles and we'll walk towards the door. And he's already disappeared. His daggers, spell's already gone. So no more zone of truth, anything like that.
Okay.
We have rooms upstairs waiting for us.
Did we want to go upstairs? Or do we want to check out the town a little bit more? In case there's anything we need to purchase?
We could check out the town. I'm all for that.
Okay. Okay. What's the plan here? Where you guys want to go? You exit out of the inn, the three of you, and enter back into this almost Mechanicus-like city. There's you hear the sound of steam pushing up from the various buildings. There's the cart down the center of the road that is moving supplies up and down throughout the day from the docks. There's a variety of buildings here. Most of them seem to be some sort of resident style buildings, though you do see a bit of a bazaar around where the inn is. There's obviously plenty of open air type metallic buildings that seem to have this awning that pulls out in front of it where there's food being sold, whether it be fish or spices. And you see one stand seems to have like this style of relics, but they seem relatively new in style, that doesn't match the style of anything that you've seen so far. There's also a shop not far from it, in which you see there's heat pushing out from it, and you can see the steam like bubbling out from underneath the awning, and there's a air ganassi that is there kind of working the shop. There's a few kind of pallets out in front of them with various these mechanical looking devices and prosthetics, it would seem. And there's also there's crystals there, there's pieces of armor, the various, like, all in this Mechanicus style. Where'd you guys want to go?
I think Rhinek looks at Fennec and Gormrug. Just says, I would like to personally do a little bit of scouting of the dock area, sorry. They may be familiar, but we are not. If you would like me to meet you somewhere, if you need to gather your supplies. But I think I'm going to scope out the area for a bit.
All right.
Probably be a wise decision. I'm not too sure of what supplies we might need yet, but
I will say, I am quite intrigued about the endeavors of this pirate and her friends, but if it comes between you and them, I do choose you. I will not
Good to know.
let you all be stuck because of their machinations. Ship or not.
thank you.
Of course.
And I hope you know the feeling's mutual with that.
I'll offer my hand for a handshake.
He'll accept it. Not much of a grip because the boy is weak. But he will he'll shake it back, and it's there's a genuine
Mhm.
Doesn't seem like no tensity or anything like that. But
No,
sorry, you're fine.
there's no aggression behind it. It's a genuine, like, compassionate handshake.
And he'll shake hands and look to Fennec and give a nod. Just let me know where I might find you, or I will have. Actually, as he says that, Gregor flies out of the inn and starts to hover above. He'll just keep a bird's eye view for me.
I'll get used to that eventually. Still taking me off guard.
Just it's almost soulless owl just staring down at you. Well, have fun, you two. And there's a slight smirk when he says that. But he will just nod his head and turn and head towards the docks.
Okay.
And mechanically, Gregor isn't like going to just be watching them. It's just he will know unless they like do whatever and sneak away. But he will just try to keep an eye. So when Rhinek is done, he can easily find where the others have gone.
Okay.
Shoot the bird and run.
Shoot it!
Finnick, do you have a preference as to any place you found interesting?
I mean, frankly, I find this entire place interesting. I haven't seen, I guess, technology like this before.
Well, to that point, that one over there that looks out of place because it's a bit more archaic. That one looked interesting, and the one with the steam pouring out from under the awning, that one looked interesting. Either of those catch your eye?
I mean, they both did, but the one that looks a little more archaic, we can check out first.
Sure, works for me.
Okay.
And that's where we will go.
All right.
The last two that you described.
Sure. Going first to the shop that seems to be in a much different style than what the rest of this city is.
Yeah.
You head over, and it above it says the Moonwalkers Collection. And as you approach, you see this human individual dressed very nicely in a similar garb to how the rest of the city kind of is dressed. He's got this mechanical kind of clockwork almost attachment to this suit that he wears, and as it sticks out from the chest, you see that whole arm underneath it. You can see is mechanical in design as well, and his fingers kind of are wrapping this metal ringing against the wood in front of him. He kind of reaches into a pocket and pulls out a small set of glasses and kind of tucks them on the tip of his nose. Hello, it's a pleasure to meet you. Travelers, I see. Welcome to the Moonwalker's Bazaar. What did I say? Collection.
Interesting shop you have here.
Well, this is a variety of bits and bobs that we have gathered from across the Shattered Teeth, and we are here to sell it to our patrons.
What kind of bits and bobs are you talking about?
Well, we have this wonderful bit of bone. You could see it has this wonderful engraving, kind of picks up this dagger-like curved, almost like a jawbone. And you see where the teeth would be in it, but they have been removed. And the bottom of the jaw is almost sharpened to a sharp edge. We have this bone-carved dagger. This was created by some of the ascended hosts' priests, and we were able to recover it and sell it at this shop, obviously. You can see, kind of puts that down and brings up this mask that looks like it's kind of created out of bits of mushroom that it's been grown into this style. So there's this outer layer, like the skin at the very top, and it kind of dips in and forms into this mask. This is a funeral mask. Again, we have recovered it from some of the local population, and I've brought it here to sell. Here, and he kind of points up to his awning, and there's this beautiful wind chime like thing that has these bits of bone and shell, and it's wrapped in seaweed. I can't think of the fucking word for it. Like seaweed strands that have been dried and turned into almost a rope. And there's bits of coral that have kind of grown into these very interesting and strange designs. That is the Tide Echo wind chimes that we recovered from one of the settlements out at Whalefall. And whenever there are spirits around, it is said to detect them and ring from their spiritual energy. Was there anything in particular you were looking for? We've managed to recover some of their ceremonial inks. We also, for tattooing, obviously, we have some of their ritual inks for actually writing out some of their rituals in the abilities that those come with on their special sort of rituals, whatever they may be.
I'm concerned about the legitimacy of taking these from indigenous people and selling them to travelers.
Well, I mean, we managed to recover them from the members, and we have patrons that would love to indulge in this culture.
Mm-hmm.
So we are showing our wares.
That I'm just curious, that dagger you have, does it do anything special, or is it just look intriguing.
Well, the locals say that has the ability to bypass any sort of magical resistances a creature may have.
I will make note of that. We might do a little more shopping around before we stop back. But
Well, very well. Thank you for coming to our shop.
as we sort of turn and walk away, I look over at Gormog. I'm like, I did not like the vibe of that place. Can see your jaw clenching.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, as somebody from a tribe whose culture is mostly passed down through oral traditions, I think that the taking of our stuff and selling it to other people is kind of messed up.
Mm-hmm.
It took everything I had not to just steal it all and run it back to the people who it belongs to. But that might be an adventure for another day.
So to the place with steam rolling out then?
Okay.
Yeah, it looked like they might be the ones who gave him his arm.
Okay, so that's where you guys head?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. Easy enough. As soon as you come over, you see the Aragonasi individual there, and he's got like his hair is kind of pulled tight to the back of his head, and his whole top is just taken off and hangs down around his waist. The sweat just pouring from his body, and you could see bits of like steam burns almost on his hands up to a bit of his arms. On his right hand, however, there is this like glove that he is adjusting as you approach, that you gather is probably used to help mitigate some of these burns. As you come over, you see laid out before you, there are these small, like battery almost style things. There's two metal caps on the ends and this bit of glass in the center. Inside of it, you see just this swirling arcane energy. You see a few different types, one of them a little bit less bright, and then a one that is a little bit brighter. You see not specifically like big armor plates laid out, but there's this almost like a brochure that shows a ship on it with various points labeled with like arrows and gold prices next to it. And you gather that this is like some sort of armor that you could add on to a ship if you had so desired. You also see a variety of prosthetics laid out across. There's a bit for like a chest piece. There's arms, there's fingers, hands, legs, feet, pretty much most parts of the body that you can seemingly switch out should you so desire. And there is a set of mechanical tools and tinkerer's tools here as well. Hello, what can I help you with?
Hi, we're new in town. We're just taking a look around.
Oh, are you on that large ship that docked just a few hours ago?
The red one. Yeah.
So I've heard you ran into some trouble out there. Your ship's rather banged up, they've said.
Yeah.
Yep.
That puts it lightly.
Well, if you look here, and he kind of grabs that pamphlet, We are able to upgrade some of the protection on your ship if that's something you're interested in. We have hull reinforcements, help protect you from fire should that happen, and also give it a little bit of a oomph to your ship. I'm more than happy to price this out if you'd like to add some of this to your ship for your journey home.
I mean, if we can just get a quote for it, absolutely.
Well,
I'm sure, and sort of gesturing down to the table, I'm sure it costs an arm and a leg.
well, the arm and the leg cost a ship holder, some would say. So we usually charge 1,200 gold per section of the ship.
Okay.
Takes about a week for us to adhere it to the boat, make sure it's secure, but it will, boost your ship up a bit, make it a little bit more hardy, and give you, as I've said, protection from fire. At least external. The internal's a different matter.
And also, sort of gesturing down to the batteries. What are these?
You've never seen these, so you truly are not from around these parts. These, he kind of picks up one of the dull ones, flips it off in the air, and grabs it in the other hand. These are spell batteries. You just simply crack it and regain a little bit of your spell casting abilities, some would say.
And how much
How much are those?
Well, these, which restore the lowest level of spells, typically those spells that you cast, or first level spells. Couldn't figure out a way to say that. These are 150 gold, and these are 300. These are for a little bit more powerful spells, for second level spells.
And how many do you have of each?
Well, I have 4 of the second levels, and I have currently 10 of the first levels. And if you were to crush some together, those effects would stack. So,
Okay.
if you crush a second and a first, you would regain a third level spell slot.
Are these consumable?
They are consumable, yes.
So you said you had 4 and 10?
Yes.
And it was 100 and 300?
150 and 300.
150 and 300.
Do you happen to have any deals, like buy a certain number, get one free?
I can be persuaded if that's something a deal you'd like to make. What were you thinking?
Well, with the first level ones, I don't know. Buy 4, get the 5th one free.
Roll a persuasion check for me.
That's gonna be 23.
I think that's a deal I can make.
Perfect. Then I will take all 10. So purchase 8 and get 2 free.
Very well.
So that, oh god, I have to do math.
1,200. Yeah. I got you. Don't worry.
Thank you. I can do math. I promise.
What's your strength score, Finnick?
14.
Okay. You look like you like to swing a sword around here. Would you care to, for a little enhancement, I can try and fit you for a bit of our prosthetics? Help boost up that strength a bit?
I'm listening.
Well, may I see your arm?
I will hand over the arm that does not have the chains on it.
He begins to pick up some of the pieces of the prosthetics on your that are on the table and kind of starts showing you how they fit onto your arm. And he kind of places a few bits of piece, and you see these large bolts that these will have to be drilled into your arm, but should you so decide, these will permanently increase your ability to lift things and your raw strength, if that's something you're interested in.
And how much would that run me?
Well, for each piece, it would be 750 gold, and each piece I add will increase your strength just by 1 bit. You would get a +1 permanent upgrade to your strength.
While you consider that, I am going to ask about the ship enhancements. You said 1,200 per part of the ship?
Correct.
And how many parts of the ship do you classify?
Well, we could do probably 4. Just for stat wise, it's each piece of hull reinforcement you get is 50 HP to the ship's max health, and it makes it resistant to non-magical fire.
So that's 12, 240, 480. Uh, 4,800, right?
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah. For all 4.
Yes, sir.
Finnick, would you like an enhancement on your ship?
I mean, that would be nice, given the environment we surround ourselves in.
I've got the gold. I can do it if you'd like.
Sure.
I put 480 platinum on the counter.
480 or 4,800?
It's 4,800 gold.
Oh, I see.
480
You said
platinum.
Yeah. Really quickly, just for clarification, you said each piece takes a week. Would that mean 4 pieces will take a month?
Yep.
Or would they all be done?
No, he only has 1 crew to do these, so it will take 4 weeks.
Do we have 4 weeks?
I don't know.
You do, guys. You have plenty of time.
The ship's
Okay.
not going anywhere.
Yeah, no,
it's still in need of repairs. So we just gained 200 hit points and complete resistance to non-magical fire to the ship.
The Red Dawn is now immune to fire, and far stronger than probably any other HP-wise than any other ship you've come across thus far.
Good, because we almost got taken out last time. Sorry, go ahead.
I don't know when your birthday is, but happy birthday.
Thank you.
I'll kiss her on the forehead.
I'm genuinely considering these strength enhancements. Because I feel like even if I can hit just a little bit harder, it might benefit us.
You get 2 of those, you're going to be stronger than me.
You said they're 700 apiece?
750 apiece, yes. But if you were to buy 2, I could do 700 apiece. We also can custom design how they would look for you, free of charge, of course. If you look for any sort of designs or styling to your prosthetic.
Well, I just don't know how long we're going to. I don't know how long we're going to be in town for, so I'm just hoping. Would this be something that could be done before the end of the day?
Depends on what you want. If it's just as they are stock, I can install them in an hour. If it's something you wanted to design, depending on the intricacy, it may take a little bit longer.
I think as they are should be fine.
Very well. Did you want to install them now?
Unless we got something better to do.
Very well.
I'll take 2 of them then.
Okay, that'll be 1,400 gold.
And I'll put down 140 platinum.
Okay. If you would please, we can go into the back room and I can get you all set up. You're free, obviously, sir, to accompany. Sean.
Yeah, you're not getting rid of me that easy.
No, I
I'll
was.
be there.
She's going to need someone's, I'm sure, someone's hand to hold. This will be, of course, a little bit of a painful procedure, but we'll do our best to ensure, and we obviously will make sure you are healed afterwards, so there's no complications.
Perfect.
Okay. With that, he takes you both into the back room, begins the procedure on you. While that is happening, Brynek, what are you doing?
Rhynak finds a spot that not necessarily overlooks the dock, but like just in the area away from workers. He's not getting in the way. He's just taking in the entire scope of the dock, the boat itself, just looking at things that he can quickly point out as far as sabotage goes, just notating the people that are around, notating how the guards move about, if there's any pieces of the board that, the walkways from to and from boats and such. It's just anything, is broken, things of that nature, just trying to get as much of the upper hand as possible. At the same time, he has his book out and he's just doing what appears to be light studying. He looks like a nerd who wants to learn things. But in actuality, he is very much jotting down everything he needs to know.
Okay. So the best place to look, kind of as you get there, is going to be from the Red Dawn. You can get the highest vantage point there without raising suspicion. It's easy enough for you to kind of go there, and you would have gathered that already, so I'm not even going to make you roll for it. That being said, I am going to need you to roll an investigation check. I'll give you advantage because you're taking time to do this. So go ahead and roll that up for me.
Just a second. Okay. I want to use your. Oh, Jesus. Dirty 30.
Jesus. Okay. So there's approximately 12 guards between like mercenaries and actual hired guards from the Ascended Host. Nope, the Wonderman Assembly. Sorry. The Wonderman Assembly. You do notice that the building directly on the docks, and I'm pointing to it on the map right here, just so you can see.
And what is this assembly called? Can you spell that out? Is it Wonderment?
Wanderman. Like Wanderer, Wanderman.
Yeah. Assembly. Okay. Yep. Pointing. Yep.
So you notice this building is being frequently used as guards kind of go in to take breaks or are, guards are often entering and exiting out of this building. And it seems to be their building in some sort of way. Besides that, there is a sloop at one end of the dock, smaller sloop, one sail. There is a few little sort of like rowboats that kind of populate the area. the large ship seated at the end of the dock, similar to how the Red Dawn is seated, though just a little bit further south.
Does it look like these boats are used for like? I mean, just for if a ship were suddenly to leave and they need to chase, are they getting in these rowboats and these sailboats to like try to get closer, or like what are they used for?
They don't look like they have. You wouldn't be able to catch a sailing boat with the smaller ships. The sloop probably. That looks like that would be a ship they use to.
Are you saying sloop? I don't know boat terminology.
Yeah.
Sloop? Okay.
It's
Yeah,
a
sloop.
type of.
Yeah, it's a smaller, faster style sailboat.
Which one is the sloop?
The sloop is down here.
Slay. Notate that one. Okay. What else was on my mind? The guard house tower, whatever it is, does it have how many entrances and exits does it have? Is just the one?
It's a very small building, with just one entrance and exit.
Gotcha. Okay. Whenever people have gone inside, has it just been a simple walk through the door? Have they unlocked it? Does someone let them in?
No, they've just entered in. You haven't been able, like, from your position, you haven't really been able to see inside of it.
Of course, yeah, I know that's fine.
But-
yeah, I'm just more just thinking.
Yeah,
about,
no, they are literally just opening the door, entering in. Sometimes a different person will exit, so you're not like, it's not always one for one. It's big enough that there can be a few people inside of there, and maybe there's rotating breaks or shifts, but there is, traffic in and out of it.
Then I think, one other thing, as the guards are, if this is just a normal day for them, and they're having their little menial conversations and the like, as someone who is very much proficient in thieves' cant, am I hearing any conversations that aren't necessarily in common or another known language? Am I getting other information of that sort? I do have a passive perception of 24.
Okay. Nothing in thieves' camp. I will say that right off the bat.
Great.
But they are having conversations. Of the ones that are actually in Wanderman kind of like attire, they are talking about the ship and how it's pretty much ready, and they're going to be shipping off in the next day or so.
The ship that we're taking.
Yep.
Great. Oh yeah. Yeah. Is there any conversation about who that ship belongs to? Because we were not told who the ship belongs to.
They keep saying the assembly. It's the assembly ship.
See, okay. I have to just make sure I know. It is called the Wanderman Assembly,
Yes.
right? Because where I come from, there's another assembly.
Yes,
That's
no.
not as known, but as much of a problem.
Actually,
So there.
I need 2 seconds. You guys just chat for a second. We'll be right back.
No worries. Yeah. Coming from Wildmount, someone hearing assembly is going to be so
The Cerberus
the
assembly?
Cerberus assembly. But
Please say no. I have doodled my own version of this map.
Love. I'm not a doodler. However much I would like to be. There we go.
I think I'm gonna send in the chat my drawing of what the ship looks like.
Sorry.
Yes.
How to take care of the dog. Yeah. So as you hear this, the assembly, between everything, it kind of does start to trigger some of those memories. Between what you saw the flag looking like, how it looked very familiar to you, but you couldn't place a finger on it. You actually know who this is now. This is the Wanderman Assembly. This is a trading company that used to inhabit the Dundalian Empire before they were presumably lost at sea. This was approximately 50 to 60 years ago. But
From Wildmount.
From Wildmount, correct.
Yeah, that is interesting.
Think it's very a la like East India Trading Company.
Yeah. Yeah. From my knowledge, being of the historians of Wildmount, very much connected to the Empire, personally. Lost at Sea, was there any type of, what am I trying to say? Did they ever try to like find these individuals, or did you just let them just go off and be gone forever, or like?
There was obviously
How should I feel about that?
There was search. They attempted to find them. None of them ever dared to cross the Fool's Curtain.
Yeah. Okay.
And typically, it is very difficult to cross the Fool's Curtain.
Mm-hmm.
There are ways, obviously, but those typically are reserved to pirate knowledge. With Dark Toe, you know of Dark Toe. Obviously, you're well versed in geography. Dark Toe being the pirate capital, they've had somehow figured out ways through the Fool's Curtain, though that's a secret they've kept pretty well hidden at this point.
Okay. Okay, then I think he's gotten what he thinks he's going to get in this moment. Still staying up, probably on like the roost or something of the ship. Just kind of perched and watching. But I think his scribbles shift from taking down information about what he's seeing, and then he starts to like crudely draw an outline or effigy of Soshi. And he's just not meddling, but just whittling with his quill, whispering to himself, I wonder exactly what they are going to do.
Okay.
Haven't had this much fun in quite some time. As he just continues to just let his mind wander, and he's going to stay here for an hour or so longer, just to make sure that he gets all the information, the ins and outs and stuff, and then he'll eventually link up with Gregor and try to go find the others.
Okay. Morgan, what are you doing during this?
So after spending some more time in, the inn, I think we would have set back out to the port. One, because I love looking at the ship. It makes me so happy. But sort of to start things off a little bit, I would have had Gail approach the lady at the dock.
Okay.
And sort of start talking to them about like the ship. How much would it cost to like buy and commission a ship like this, right? And then after getting some figure from the lady, let them know that he is going to be returning later with the person who is interested in commissioning this the ship, to sort of look at it before, purchasing, essentially.
Yep. So do you want to buy the ship?
Yeah, he would ask, like, if it's for sale, I would like this one. If it's not, I want to commission you to make one like this. It's so grand. It's such a beautiful ship.
So the assembly has already commissioned this ship, obviously, as you can see from the flag and whatnot. If you're looking to commission a ship similar to this, you're talking somewhere between 25 and 30,000 gold.
Like, you wouldn't even sort sort of blink an eye because we're not actually thinking about purchasing. So whatever figure she said doesn't actually matter. Be sort of like, oh, great. Like later on, I'm going to come on by with the person who wants to commission a ship as grand as this to look at what the ship has and includes to see if we can just commission an identical one, essentially.
I don't know if that would be possible. The obviously, as I said, the ship is already purchased. You would need to speak to the actual owner of the ship for you to be allowed on board.
They here?
The owner of the ship is not here. No, we're going to be. They have
Would he...
commissioned a crew, and they're going to be sailing the ship over towards the Bresshold Enclave. And Morgan, you know that this is the capital of the Wanderman Assembly on the Shattered Teeth.
Yeah. So we definitely don't want it getting anywhere near there. Preferably, we don't want it setting sail at all. Would there be... I know we didn't make character sheets for, like, the crew, but would there be any way for Gale to make some sort of persuasion check to attempt to have the lady let them look at the ship?
Sure, I'm going to have you roll it for me.
Sure.
So roll a persuasion check, and I'm going to say Gale's a pretty persuasive guy. He's been doing this a while.
That's funny.
Okay.
I know I would have needed that for something else, and I just spent it here, and there goes my luck for the entire week.
All right. Well,
I think he would probably say something along the lines of, like, hey, like, she is very serious about purchasing a ship this large. She doesn't care about the price. She'll pay whatever you want for it, right? But she does want to look at the ship before she commissions one, right? Because she would be spending a lot of money on this, and probably offered to pay a little bit extra on top of that as a commission, because they're the ones that sold essentially the commission to that ship. And so they would offer extra money and stuff like that.
You said this is your lady master that is looking to purchase a ship.
And he would probably describe Finnick so that it's not weird when they show up again later.
Very well. I think I can bring you on for a brief look of the ship. And I do mean brief.
Absolutely.
Is there anything else you needed?
No. He would just tell her to expect them around sunset.
Very well. Come find me when you bring your lady master.
He would bow and be very polite, give her a smile, and leave, sort of walk back along the docks to where me and Soshi are probably like hiding and peeking out of some barrels, just like giving him a big old thumbs up. All right, so did you do it?
Yeah, we got the approval, Captain Sunset. I gave her my best charm.
I'm sure you did. See, I knew you could do it. You're so charming. I told you, your age is but a number, huh?
I'm like wine. I just grow better with age. Sorry about that, everyone.
Sure.
Should not have made it.
If you say so. And, I think anything, we'd probably go around just getting normal things, anything that we think we would need. So it's like probably buying some food and stuff like that we hadn't had the need to buy because we had been here for a bit. So we weren't ready to travel, but we'd probably go around just getting those normal things.
Okay. Where are you having them
while we
deliver
wait
it all?
for- Honestly, we'd probably bring it with us. And then just sit close enough to the docks to keep an eye on the lady and the ship. And wait for them. Yeah,
Okay.
we don't mind just sitting, looking at the waves, looking at the ship, you know? So we'd just get our provisions, come back, sit, and wait for the hours to pass by.
Okay.
While everybody else finishes and joins.
Okay. I need Finnick and Gormrog to go ahead and deafen themselves.
Bye.
As that happens,
I love this.
as you kind of wait for time to kind of pass by, Sancha looks towards you, her eyes kind of flashing that arcane energy. So, what are we going to be doing about the one who's undead?
Hoping you just be able to get along?
This is very dangerous for you.
Right. I mean, they seem like an okay fellow.
Yeah,
They
but
don't seem the type to, stab you in the back. I think they'd probably say something along the lines of, "Hey, I don't like you. I'm going to stab you now," and then try to stab you.
But he's dead, wearing a ring so
Right.
no one can see that. The other one
Well, he's
has.
probably self-conscious about it, So we don't judge.
I'm judging.
Right. No, it's kind of your job.
Yes.
I know.
I'm here to protect you, Morgan.
Yeah. Well, me loosely for now, but that's not the point. Look, I appreciate it. And I promise that as soon as me or Typhoon feel like we're in danger, I will call you. You will probably already be there, which is better, right? I know you can take him. I'm not worried. Or do you not think you can take him? And I'm gonna try to use their pride against them, essentially.
Kind of sticks out her forked tongue. I'm sorry, their forked tongue, and just kind of look across their lips, their eyes, just reverting a little bit more serpentine in that instance.
In her head, she goes, "Oh, Typhoon, I think I pissed him off."
Morgan, I don't trust these people.
I know, neither do I. I think you not trusting them is your first real step into becoming a pirate.
You're exhausting.
It's a good thing.
You know that, right?
Yes. But there's literally nothing you can do about it.
No,
so you
there's
might
not.
as well play along, huh?
Slight, like this long, airy hiss, just annoyed to no end.
And then me back at Typhoon, I'm really gonna have to do something to make it up to them.
I have to ask. They said they were at the dock, and I've been scoping. When I've seen them, and with my passive, do I hear anything?
What?
Not hiding, so we'd be sitting there at the dock, so you would see us 100%. Yeah, was this whole altercation telepathic or not?
No, they were saying it out loud.
Okay.
What's your passive perception again?
24.
Okay, you're pretty far, but I think
That is fair.
I think you would be able to get bits and pieces of it.
Yeah, if you were close enough to hear, I would have seen you. My passive perception is 22.
I also have to point out that specifically I am observant, so I can read lips.
Oh, okay, then yeah.
Ooh, okay.
All right, then
Yeah,
yeah. You,
I
you
never
get it.
get to talk about
I
that.
don't know if you would have. I don't know if you would have caught what Soshi was saying just because of the way their physicality is. But me, definitely, you heard everything well, you didn't hear it, but you were able to read from my lips everything that I said.
I will say you definitely notice the eyes and the
The
tongue
agitation.
of Sanshi.
Soshi.
Yeah.
Soshi, sorry.
Okay.
Jesus
I
Christ.
would have seen.
Hey, thank you so much, Anonymous Gifter, for the 5 gifted subs.
Oh,
Appreciate that so much.
hey.
And what's the look that you would be giving Rhynak if you're looking in that direction at all?
I think it's more of like like he's here. You know what I mean? In my mind, you're not close enough to hear, so she wasn't
Fair.
worried about you hearing. The conversation went as it did. She doesn't know you can read lips. She just sort of acknowledges your presence and is looking at Soshi and is just like, come on, you know? You were supposed to meet them there eventually anyways. She's just assuming, oh, they finished their stuff early. They're here already. Like, you know what I mean? So they're not
No, yeah.
actually looking at you.
Absolutely. I'm just getting some context clues.
Yeah. It's like,
Um,
oh, everything's fine until they decide to approach, I suppose.
I don't think Rhynak is going to act on anything. I think. Well, I did say he was going to be there for a bit and then walking back towards Finnick and Gormrog. So it's probably about the time that he comes down and begins heading that way. But knowing that they're there, he will definitely spot them as he's walking by. Won't be too close. He's not like going towards them at all. Will just kind of spot them and just gives again a very gentle smile that probably hints to more, but who knows?
In your head, you hear, I see you. That's Sanshi. What is it? How do you say it again?
Soshi.
Soshi. God, I keep fucking that up. As Soshi sees you.
There are some things you don't want to pry into. I will give you this one. I am trying to be a good friend. Don't make me shift that to enemy.
They just watch as you go without saying anything else.
And there is a sinister expression as he says it to Soshi. But then he would just look back to Morgan, smile, and keep walking.
Okay. I'm going to bring them back. Is everyone good with that? All right. You guys back?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So as the procedure is completed, Finnick, you can go ahead and describe how these prosthetics look on you. What parts did you get replaced or enhanced rather?
So it's almost kind of like one of those skeleton hand bracelets, except instead of the bones, it's these essentially braces that go around the hands and up the forearm, with little bits of gears and such. The one on her right arm, they sort of had to do a little bit of adjustments as to go around the chains, but they almost seem to like swirl around in with it. And then sort of just cut off and extend a little bit past the elbows. Kind of like brassy bronze in color.
Okay. The process did hurt, but as they said, they kind of heal you up afterwards. They literally drove metal into your forearms and kind of welded it to your bone. So it was painful, but you've done worse at this point. But you now have a permanent +2 to your strength bonus.
That's crazy.
But not
So
to
it's
your,
now
not to,
16
Wild.
instead
I
of
was
a
saying,
14.
not to your bonus, to your strength score.
I was about to say 18 strength. Let's go.
What?
So 16 total strength.
Yes, 16 total strength.
Rhinak will have entered the store and is waiting in the receptionist area.
Okay. Yeah. So you two come out and you see Rhinak standing there. What are you guys doing? You see the metal attached to her arm now, Rhinak.
Attempting to become a construct, are we?
Well, it'd hurt a lot less if I was. But just some enhancements to make me stronger in battle.
I don't understand the meaning of that. But that is your prerogative.
We got the 10, right?
Yeah.
Did we grab the 4 as well?
I did not grab the higher level ones. I just grabbed the 10 first level ones.
Hey, if I toss you 200, no, what is it, 1200? If I toss you 100 more platinum, would you let the other 200 gold go for the last 4 of the upper level batteries?
Roll a persuasion check for me.
Persuasion check.
I'm going to give you
That's fine,
advantage because you guys have spent a lot of money at this point, so I'll give you advantage on it.
They got money. Give it all to them.
All right, I got the tattoo that enhances that. So that is a dirty 20.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I think I can let that go for you. You guys have been good customers.
Platinum. And we get all 4 of the upper level batteries. I'm going to give 2 to Finnick and 2 to Rhinak.
What is this? Sorry, I don't.
So my understanding of magic is almost non-existent. From what I understand, these will, when broken, restore some of your magical abilities at not the bottom level, but the one above it. I don't know what that means, but that's how it was explained to me.
I stick to books, so this is all new territory for me. But if you're saying that I can regain some arcanic influence, then I will trust you. And he will take the 2 second levels?
Yeah.
And I'll hand Rhinak 4 of the first level ones.
Well, hold on, I don't. Do you see my bones? It's not good. But he will stick them into a bag that probably is like, oh, okay, a little bit of weight.
Actually, Miss Finnick, if you'd come here for a moment, let me see your hand. Kind of clicks one of the plates that is where your, like a knuckle would be, clicks it, and you see an opening kind of open up, and he grabs a small crystal and sticks it in there and cranks it as the two hatches kind of clamp down onto the crystal. And he holds out another crystal for you. This is for whoever you decide to give it to. These are communication crystals. They go up to 1 mile, and they'll allow you to communicate with whoever has the other one. I thought, being such a good customer, I would pass this on to you.
Thank you.
Mighty
So
generous of you.
definitely-
Thank you.
If you'd like another
Amazing.
pair, they're 200 gold each. For the pair. I'm sorry, 200 gold for the pair.
I think this one set will do for now. Thank you.
Of course.
Quickly, GM, breaking the battery is an action, bonus action,
Bonus action.
play.
Pretty much any item use, I usually go for a bonus action to use, a action to like use on someone.
Oh no, gotcha. Great. And just for my sake, I was given 2 second levels and 4 first levels.
Correct.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you. Shout out to D&D Beyond, giving you custom item potential. So I don't forget. Well, you all have really shopped around. Just some understanding. And he pauses, notates that we're still inside of the shop. Let's walk and talk, shall we?
Okay.
And I will relay all the things I have learned further. The building with the guard tower, rowboats, sailboats, sloop, guards, everything, just so they can be fully understanding to what he knows.
Okay. With that information passed, you guys make your way down to the docks. Unless I'm missing something.
Pretty much. I don't think there's really anything else to do today except for get the party started.
Okay. Then, as you make your way down to the docks, eventually meeting up with Lady Morgan. Is there anything you guys wanted to discuss, or should we go to break?
I think it's a good time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just one quick thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry.
Mhm.
Who? Because I feel like these communication crystals that I received would be extremely beneficial for this mission. If there is one of you that feels like you should have the other one, while I have one, and I hold up my hand while I have one in here.
I'll hold your hand.
So who wants the other crystal for communication purposes?
Gormrock, you're going to be on the other side with us. You should be able to contact your friend.
Girlfriend.
Just real quick, who has the earrings? No one?
No, we've been using what's it called? Zarel's mind link spell.
Oh, okay.
Oh, Rary's.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, there's no reason for Gormrug not to have the other crystal because you're going to,
Okay.
your team, Charisma, and Gormrug's team still.
So
All
I'll
right.
hand
I
you the other
wouldn't
one.
say anything. Pretty much.
And then
then,
I would have Gale relay to you, Finnick, like also what he was able to do and what the plan is and who you are, essentially, so that when we come back, we can just get things in motion.
Okay.
Cool.
All right. Well, with all that taken care of, as we get ready to dive into the second half of tonight's episode of ship stealing, we're going to dive into our break. We'll be back in about 10 to 15 minutes. We're going to let everyone use the bathroom, get drinks, stretch their legs. We'll be back. Thank you so much for the gifted subs and everything that's been happening today. We love you, geeks. We'll see you in a minute. We're back, everyone. Oh, hope you enjoyed your break. Hope everyone got a little bit of a refreshing. Stretch out those legs. All right. So, as the Fists and Morgan's crew gather up at the docks once more, you all gather together as you're coming into the later half of noon at this point. You all gather around, and what's the plan, folks?
The plan. That's the plan.
Okay, that's the plan. As you've explained
About
the plan
for 2
Yep.
weeks.
Yep, as you explain the plan to Finnick, you all separate into your two groups. Which group would like to go first?
We can roll a dice for it. If
Okay.
nobody wants to volunteer themselves.
Rollies for who's
Rollies?
gonna heists
Yeah.
first.
So
Beauty
whoever
and
rolled the
Finnick.
highest. Oh, us. Okay, sure. And then I guess highest goes first. I
Well, I
got a
rolled an-
13.
I got an 8.
Okay, so I suppose we're going first.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Finnick, you gather up with Gale, and who else? Rhynak?
Technically zero.
No, because
So-
it's Gormrog, Morgan, and Rhynak on stealth, and then I'm with Gale.
Okay.
And we got Soshi too.
Yeah, so it was gonna be.
It's just Gale
Finnick
and
then
Gale and Finnick.
their friend, but I don't know if they're gonna end up coming along.
Okay.
Zaryl.
Zaryl's around.
Hmm.
If you need me to play him for this, I will, but if you don't need him, then he'll just...
I mean, it's
Nah,
also kind
Zaryl-
of been set up that Gale was going to come back with Phoenix, so 2 is what they're expecting, not a 3rd.
Okay.
Zaryl
Zaryl
just
can-
adds a plus 13 to all persuasion checks. That's fine.
All right. So I'll just say Zaryl's going to give you advantage on all your rolls, Finnick.
Nice.
Okay.
Let's go.
Let's
Okay.
go.
That being said, let me get a little music change going on here as we get ready to go into this a little bit more. Okay. Finnick, you gather up with Gale and begin to make your way down the docks to a waiting dockmaster. As I get their name.
sure.
Marith.
Yeah.
Okay. As you approach, she kind of looks to either side, seeing the various guards that kind of pollute the dock. She looks towards you. Gale first. Is this the lady you were speaking of? Didn't you come in on the large boat already?
I did, yes.
You're looking to purchase another one. We're already doing repairs. That's going to be quite costly.
I completely understand that, but given as my ship is currently damaged and currently the people I have working for me, our forces are expanding, so I might as well look into buying another ship.
You understand the ship will not be ready for several weeks, if not months. We have to build the entire ship. As I've said to your manservant, this is already commissioned for someone.
Yes, I understand how a commission works, thank you.
Very well. If you will follow me on board, and please don't touch anything.
Of course.
She turns and makes her way towards the outer edge of the dock and walks over towards the little ledge, the ramp that leads up to the deck of the ship. As you walk over and you kind of get a look at this ship, you see.
As
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, as she sort of leads the way, I lean down towards Gale. It's like, I think of you as more than just a manservant.
Hey, I mean, I'm not
And
one
then-
to complain. I don't mind being a manservant and all the things that come with that, if you know what I mean.
I roll my eyes, straighten up my posture, roll my shoulders back, and just continue to walk up.
Okay. As you walk up, the first thing you notice are 3 large hatches on the side of the ship that look like they open outwards to reveal what you're assuming to be cannons. So, doing a quick little bit of simple math, you gather that there's 6 cannons on either side of this ship, which is more than the Red Dawn typically carries. But she leads you up the side of up onto the actual deck proper, and you see off the outer side, you see a longboat kind of stationed to be able to launch off the side of the ship. You can see just standing here, the ship is pretty nice. The wood is a very high quality wood, this dark grayish brown almost. You see this, unlike the Red Dawn, there is a hatch directly to the back, which is the high officers' quarters, and they kind of lead you into that first. You walk in this large room. There's a large table with a map laid out on it of the Shattered Teeth, and she shows you back towards the captain's cabin, which is behind the officers' quarters. Opening that, it is about double the size of the quarters you were just in, and probably about 3 or 4 times bigger than what is on the Red Dawn. Thank you so much for the raid, champs of the table. Thank you guys for coming in. We're getting ready to steal a boat.
Ship.
Yep.
And for our adventures here, I did post up the dissection of the ship on the chat as well. For you
Okay.
to look at.
Actually, you want to do me a favor? Post that
Yes.
in the fan art section on the Discord server, so anyone in our server can go ahead and check it out too.
Sure, I'll go ahead and post both pictures. Please don't judge my drawing. I don't know how to draw,
This is
and I
fantastic.
did my best.
But looking through the captain's cabin, you see there's this balcony at the back that has these beautiful open doors that can you can come out and actually look out the back of the ship. She brings you out, showing you around, giving you the lay of the land. She shows you up to the navigation room. She shows you the quarter deck, the poop deck, everything. Is there anything specifically you wanted to look for on this ship?
I don't think there's anything I'm specifically like looking for on the ship. I feel like at this point I'm just trying to keep her attention sort of on me for the time being. I'm going to be asking a few questions like, does the boat, when commissioning the boat, does it come with commissioning the ship, does it come with the longboat? Does it come with the cannons? How much extra for like extra cannons? Like, I'm just trying to stall as long as I can and like ask questions about specific parts
Sure.
of ship.
So it comes the basic package that this was commissioned off of. If you wanted this exactly, I've already shown that price to your man 7. If you wanted to add in extra bits, those obviously will cost extra, and we can go over those pricing and how many and you'd like. We can work all that out during the commissioning process.
Oh, of course. I just wanted to Not that money matters, but I want an extravagant ship.
Of course, of course. This is already been upgraded in some of the more lavish parts of the ship. But if you had a specific design or decoration, obviously we can adjust the stylings to your like. I do see that you come on a ship that seems to be dedicated to Paylor. If that's something you'd be interested in, we can bring in a cleric that can bless the ship with Paylor's blessing and add those design elements into as well.
I do greatly appreciate that, and I will be considering that, absolutely. Now, as for, like, quarters and other... essentially, like, living arrangements for a ship, because obviously on a ship this big, we're going to be traveling a lot, covering a lot of ground. We want to make sure that everybody is as comfortable as possible.
Of course. I'm happy to show you down to the lower officers' quarters. And then there is obviously the on the orlop deck, we have the stores, the galley, and all of the things there. We can set up the actual hammocks for the regular crew, in either spaces you want. We can keep them down in the cargo hold if you'd like, where they can stay there with some of the ship stores, or if you'd prefer, we can set them up on the gun deck.
Yeah, so you're all walking around. Gail would have definitely sort of like whispered over to you to have her show you guys essentially up like what the ship uses to run, essentially, right? So up on the quarter deck, and stuff like that, because that is what he is going to need to fix. That way he can get a good look at the sails, to see sometimes when the person that's buying the ship is coming in, they'll like put them out for show, so that they can see what it would look like now that it's completed, that type of stuff. But that way he gets a good look at what he's going to need to get it running, and that way he can get a sense of how long it'll take him to get it running. So that way you know how long you're going to need to stall, essentially.
Okay. Yeah, I think I'll sort of bring that up. Like, asking about, like, the engines, essentially, and, like, the mechanics of all of that, and sort of, like...
Well, there's no engine. The ship is sail-powered, as you can see. We've already set up the sails. They just need to be lowered. We expect the commissioner to come in the next 24 to 48 hours to give final check of the ship and bring it out from port. So we have already set those up. You can see the helm has been already set up here. There's the controls, the rudder at the rear, and you just need a crew to kind of unfurl these sails. If you're interested, we could discuss putting in a steam-powered engine. It's not something we've done before, but I think if that's something you're interested in, we may be able to figure out how that may work.
I mean, I'd be happy to discuss that at a later time. Is it possible to see the sails down? I'm just trying to get a clear image of my head of what my ship will look like.
Roll a persuasion check for me.
That's going to be a 19.
I can lower the mainsail for you, but to lower them all and have to raise them back up is a bit of work. But I'm happy to show you the mainsail. You can see the quality of the work that we provide.
It's all about quality. I want to make sure that I'm making the right decision here.
Okay. I'll have some of the men start to lower the mainsail. You three, and she kind of points to some of the guards that are actually on the deck of the ship. Lower the mainsail. We have a client that would like to see the quality of our fabrics. They kind of grumble and begin to make their way over and start unlashing ropes and getting this mainsail lowered down. While that's happening, Team 2. What are you guys doing?
All right, so we would be making our way first to the small sloops to disable it
Okay.
because we don't want nobody chasing.
Okay. I'm gonna need you all to go ahead and roll stealth checks for me.
Yeah.
Is my familiar allowed to give me the help action?
Sure.
Great. Literally, they are the most stealthiest type of bird, and they keep me from going in places that I know have more engagement and movement, helping me naturally move towards the stealthier places.
Advantage on stealth check. So I got a 22.
Okay.
I got the 29.
Okay.
Nice.
Jesus. I'm no rogue, but I got a 21.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
Let's go.
We are invisible.
Yeah. So you begin to make your way down towards the sloop, kind of slinking through the alleyways up towards before you make your way out onto the dock. You do see one guard specifically blocking the actual wooden plank dock that leads to the sloop. So you're going to have to make a decision on how to deal with him specifically. You can either go around him by like trying to sneak off into the water, you can disable him, or you can figure out some other way. Distract.
So I'm trying to think. Neither of you, Gormrog or Rhynak, would see Soshi as well. That is, so it just looks like they didn't come along with us.
Hiding from us as well. Interesting.
But we're getting closer, and Morrigan notices. She turns back and gives you guys a wink and goes around to the water and just walks under.
Okay.
I think seeing
Ta-da.
that he knows that people can do marvelous things. So not as surprised that the pirate has a way to get underwater. If anything, seeing that is a potential let's go around versus handle the person type of sign, the quill won't come out. And he'll simply go to the edge of the dock as well, and will attempt to swim, but will go under water as well, intending to go under and pop back up somewhere.
Okay.
But he doesn't seem phased about going into a place like water.
I'll follow suit.
Okay. As the three of you attempt to sneak past the guard and make your way into the water, I need you all to go and roll stealth checks for me.
I guess I'll do just one. I'll just re-roll that completely because Bird isn't helping me underwater. Those are really good worlds, but to be fair. What are you? Well. 32.
Okay.
Yeah, mine was worse, but still not too bad out of 20.
Okay.
I
22.
promise y'all, I have fail rolls. I just rolled a 19 on the die.
All right. So easily slipping down, as like there are guards around here. A few guards off to your left. There's one guard specifically guarding the dock to your right. You're able to kind of sneak out from behind the buildings and slowly and quietly slip into the water.
Say that one more time. My brain did not.
You
take all
are
that.
able to sneak out and slip
Yeah.
into the water unnoticed.
Gotcha. I don't know why. I thought you said the guard joined us, and I was like, wait, hold on. Make sure I didn't hear that.
He's
Like
just
going for a
just
swim.
just backstroking above you.
He's like, we. Okay.
Yeah, I think as Morgan is walking along the bottom, they are genuinely surprised at both of you following. And they sort of just like smile at the two of you and motion to the back part of the ship. So the part of the sloop that is the furthest in the water and furthest away from the dock.
Okay. Easy enough. You make your way up towards the what is that? The
sloop.
No, the front of the ship, the bow. I forget my
And the
boat.
bow is the
Mhm.
front. Yeah.
Yeah, I forget my boat terminology. You make your way up towards the bow of the ship. I know Morgan has no issues underwater. Are you guys holding your breath or what here?
Ryneck seems to not.
Doesn't
Care.
seem to have an issue. What about you, Gormrug?
I am holding my breath, but my constitution's pretty high.
Okay.
Get constituted.
Constituted. Yeah, I think there's actually rules for that, which is crazy.
Yeah.
So it's like your modifier is the
It's-
amount of minutes you can hold to your
Mhm.
breath. That's insane for people with high con.
Just going ham.
Yeah. Most people would, I think just about everybody would die.
Yeah. What's the world record for holding your breath?
It's actually longer
Who
than that.
knows?
It's actually
long.
about 20
Yeah.
minutes.
That's
Are you
wild.
serious?
Yeah.
Like
I
free
got
diving?
really into that. I did my research a long time ago. It's about 20 minutes.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Hardly human.
With Rynack and Morgan, you both have no issues under holding your breath underwater for whatever means. But you do see that every once in a while, a few bubbles kind of move from Gormrug's nose. But he's the only one out of the three that this is happening to. That being said, all three of you make your way over to the bow of the ship before kind of beginning to rise up. And you kind of grab hold of the front of the ship before putting your heads up out of the water to get a bit of air or whatever it is you need to do.
Well,
What's
what I would also love to do while we're under the water, once
Mhm.
we get towards the boat, especially because I use something that pierces. Is there any way that, for lack of a better word, I can like attack underneath to not immediately start to sink it, but just it's gonna be filled with holes, and eventually, water is gonna start coming up. So just try to get it weak enough from the underside, so you can eventually.
What are you going to use to do that?
My weapon.
Okay.
I do also have other actual daggers.
I will say
that are
this is a boat, and
You're right.
trying to stab a knife through wood doesn't typically work that way. If you
Hear
wanted
me
to
out.
spend some time sitting there and like drilling a hole through the boat, I would say yeah, but if you're just trying to like pop a few holes in it, it's not really going to do what you're looking for, especially with a 9 strength.
What about yes?
What about please?
What about actually? That is fine. I need to check one quick thing. Yeah, that's fine. I think honestly, you see him start and realize this isn't the silliest idea he's ever had. Also out of his element. This is not it. Gives up on that and just that's no.
You're definitely like Morgan notices. That's like a little sort of just giggle. And she sort of, you notice she's at the bottom, and then she's suddenly at the top, using the surface of the water as if it was ground, and she is crouching behind the sloop, and is going to just hop on onto it.
Roll an athletics check for me. Athletics or acrobatics?
Sure.
I'll give you either one.
Oh, thank bejeebus. I'll take acrobatics 100%. That is a 28 on acrobatics.
Okay, easy enough. You kind of, especially being able to stand on water, it's relatively easy for you. You kind of launch yourself up, grab hold of the top of the balcony. I can't fucking think of words anymore, and just kind of hoist yourself up, kind of flipping over, and you 3-point superhero land at the front of the ship.
Hell yeah. Absolutely. I look like a gymnast, yo. And I want to, again, like crouching and still trying to be stealthy, and make my way over to where that singular sail is.
Sure.
And start cutting ropes.
Okay, roll me
At the
one more
end.
stealth check as you are now on the deck of the ship. Yes.
So
Thornmark.
my goal is that they can't use or bring the sail up.
Okay. What are you two doing while Morgan's up there?
Taking Morgan's lead, I will swim up underneath the dock if I can. I don't know how high off the water it is.
Yeah, I mean,
level
it's
of tide.
You've got a good few feet. You can get your head up there at least. Hold on one sec. Thank you, Code E Gaming and C. Jarrell for 2 raids at the same time. Welcome in. We're stealing a boat, guys.
Hi, friends. Yeah, so using Dope Monk skills, I'm going to pull myself out of the water and then run across the water and climb into the boat.
Okay. Roll me an athletics or acrobatics check. And then a
I
stealth
think
check.
that it does say dope monk skills on the character sheet somewhere.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
100 P.
With acrobatics, that is only a 23.
Okay. Easy enough. You like vertically run up with the side of the fucking boat before flipping over and like you roll and before like coming up and like again like in the like superhero stance. You're like crouched down like Spider-Man, just one hand up next to Morgan.
Morgan gives you a thumbs up. She approves wholeheartedly.
I'll pull out 2 daggers and I'll say, which ropes?
Roll stealth check for me too.
all of them.
And I'll start cutting. Stealth check?
Yeah, please.
Oh, man. Dirty 20.
Okay. What about you, Rynek? How are you going up on the ship or no?
He's so out of his element. In this capacity at least. Seeing that
Jeez
raid.
Louise, Grim Exodus, thank you so much for the raid.
Yeah, Grim.
Let's go. Seeing that they have the sloop handled, I think he starts to revert to a different part of him, and as he's floated up, actually up out of the water, the furthest, or not the furthest, I want to say probably a guard or two that's close enough. He's starting to see. Well, actually, no, we said this was when the shift. So how many guards out here? As many as we see on the
Yeah,
the map?
there's always at least 12 guards out at any time. That seems like the standard number, and
Yeah.
sometimes there's more, but it's always at least 12.
Okay. And are all of them out of the guard tower right now?
You don't know. You don't know what's in the guard tower.
Yeah, for sure. I think he's going to. I don't think he cares about what's inside of it. I think at the very least, we'll try to get close to the guard tower, get to the door, and intentionally mess with the lock. So if there is a lock, so they can't come out of it.
Okay, so I'm gonna get my map out here. I'm not gonna put in the map for the viewers because it's not important at this time, but I'm just
Yeah.
gonna for us. So you're gonna make your way up here,
Yep.
and then I'll put Gormrog and
Coming out of the water, onto the actual ground, keeping as stealth as possible, of course.
okay. There is a guard right in front of, like, you see these people. There's the guard here.
mm,
There's the guards down here. There's that's actually not a guard. That is person on the ship with Finnick and Gil. So you see this guard here kind of just standing out there, pretty much in front of the guard door, the guard shack door.
Yep.
So you have options. You can attempt to go around
I'm gonna
back,
roll-
but there's a guard
Yeah.
here.
Yeah. So it's either deal with the door or sneakily take out a guard. Just start to dwindle the numbers,
Mhm.
and seeing the numbers start to overwhelm. I think he's going to start trying to get rid of some guards.
Sure.
So he's going to start with the guard that he sees in front of him, with the intention of getting them potentially into the water, slitting their Achilles tendon. Like, he's trying to get them out of the way.
Okay, so you're approaching from this way then, while still in the water, to try and
Yep.
kind of attack him from and pull it into
Yep.
the water.
Yep.
Okay. How are you attacking him?
I'm hidden right now, and I am probably at his foot level.
Yeah.
I'm going to attempt to literally. It's kind of risky. You know what? Actually, what I'll do is I don't technically need to use it, but I'm going to. Where I'm at, you see that I'm going to begin to draw into the wood with my quill. And
Okay.
as I'm etching into the wood, you see that that etching becomes almost desiccated and blackened. And as I finish the rune that I am carving in, I whisper in Celestial, and I'm going to cast Silence.
Okay. Sound. What's the bit range? What's the radius?
It's a 20-foot radius,
Okay.
which means 40 feet in totality.
That's a 20-foot radius. That's all I got right now. So I don't have a 40-foot radius thing. But
No worries.
so that's got this guy, these two.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're good.
I'm going to start knowing that the silence is holding. That's when I feel less of a problem with actually stabbing this person in the leg or the foot, and pulling them into the water. And I'm gonna continue that process as I can.
Okay. How many attacks do you have?
Technically 2 with a bonus action,
Okay. So
depending on how I do it. But I'm just gonna start, and then, I'm not expecting to get everyone while things are happening. That's my process, to start taking people out.
okay. So roll your attack against him.
Yep. How's a natural 20 for a 31 sound?
That I
Oh
think
my
that's
God.
I think it's gonna hit.
Sir.
Someone said in chat, I've been beardsley blessed right now. I swear.
I'm not questioning it. Like, keep it going.
Do you want to use your inspiration to re-roll that?
Why do I want to re-roll the natural 20? I don't.
Just like, be nicer to me.
No. Do you want me to do damage and all that?
Yeah, you roll the damage.
It
Double
would
it.
have been
and then-
it would have been a vengeful blade, which is what I always do. Because it starts as an attack and it doesn't require speaking. It's just somatic and
Okay.
the blade itself. So then that's going to be 1, 2. I know I have another one somewhere. Great. Great. Math. That is 14, 28 plus.
You said 28?
Oh, that's not it.
No, that's all. You don't worry about it. If you already hit 28, these are guards. They have 11 hit points.
I don't know.
They have 11 hit
Yes.
points, guys.
Oh no. Oh yeah, this is perfect. Yes, 28 is
Okay. So you slice across like a femoral artery in his leg, and the blood just pours out, and he begins to slump back and falls back into you in the water. And you just kind of grab his body and just slowly lower it down so it doesn't splash, and
Yep.
dump it down.
As it's lowering, you see me just kind of flick my hand as I press digitate the blood away from the dock.
Okay.
Look to the next person, go back underwater. Go for them.
So you're going for this guy up
Like
here,
it.
the one watching the dock to the sloop?
We don't see that on our side, but if
Oh,
there's
I'm
someone
sorry.
there, then
I'm
yes. Perfect. Yes.
Oh,
then
shit.
yes.
Okay, so you're gonna make your
Smart.
way over to this guy.
Yep. I'm just tactically getting people taken out.
Okay, go ahead and roll another attack.
I think I count this one. 23 to hit.
That hits.
Great. You said if I get to 11, so I'm just gonna start here.
Yeah, that's fine.
6, 9, plus a D4 and a D6. 9. That's already 15 points of damage.
Cool. Another one. You jump out of the water like Assassin's Creed and just stab him directly in the heart, fall back into the water, and just slowly sink down into the water with his body covering his mouth.
And Morgan and Gormrog, because this is in the silence, you just see this form jump out of the water, stab, bring them down all within 6 seconds, and it's as if nothing is happening. This is his element.
I'm gonna move him from the map. Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna have a conversation about that later.
Morgan and Gormrog.
Hmm.
Throughout this time, you're cutting ropes. I'll say you get enough ropes cut where the sail kind of just drops down and clatters to the floor, but because you're within the silence area, there's no sound.
Through the sail for good measure.
You cut the sail as well?
Yeah.
Sure. Easy enough. You tatter it and just destroy the sail as well.
A single tear coming out of her eye at desecrating a sail. Yeah, I look at Cormac, just like, give him a nod, like, okay, like I feel like this is enough. And I will sort of I will make a signal with my hand that would tell Soshi to go to our distraction and tell them that they can begin, essentially.
Okay. You
How many?
Finnick,
Sorry.
a hawk flies over and kind of lands on the railing of the ship to you and just looks towards you, and you hear in your mind, "It's time."
I try to do my best not to react to it. Granted, I'm no stranger to hearing voices in my head. But coming from a hawk, that'll throw you off guard. seeing that, I will sort of try and clock where everybody else is at, and then sort of lead the Dockmaster to a point where they can see where this distraction is going to happen.
Be
Sort of-
on the dock itself, yeah.
Yeah, so sort of bringing, like, acting like I'm about to, like, walk off, but then, like, I will sort of stay back and then sort of, like, turn back to admire, like, the sail and everything. Again, stalling getting off the ship,
Okay.
but still, like, leading her in that direction.
Okay. The three guards that are on the ship have at this point kind of brought the sail down and are holding it kind of to get ready to put it back up so the ship doesn't start to move in the actual dock. So they are still holding the ropes, but they kind of are looking towards Meredith. What the hell's her name? Merith. And they're waiting for her. So, what do you think? Is this something you'd be interested in purchasing?
Trust me, if I could take this ship as is, I would right now.
Well, that's fair. This is fine craftsmanship. But shall we head off to the office to start getting preparations set up so we can start working on your ship?
Yeah, if you want to start heading that way, I'm just admiring the craftsmanship one last time.
Well, I'll wait for you. I'm not going to leave you on this ship, unfortunately. I just can't. Obviously, you weren't even supposed to be on here, so I'm not going to just leave you if you understand.
Yes, I know you've done me a great deal, and I greatly appreciate this.
I think as this conversation is happening is when you, Finnick and Gale and the lady being the closest, would start hearing the commotion on the dock as I think they would have come from the inn, like that is where they were waiting because Morrigan bought them all like free food and you know whatever they wanted to have. It's like, here's a stipend, spend it how you wish. And they would just start sort of like trashing the place and trying to garner as much attention as possible.
Who is this again?
So Morrigan paid some of the people because everybody will do anything for coin. And so it was established last session that I had paid some people to make a distraction on the docks whenever I gave like a signal, essentially.
I forgot. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. And so that is the opportunity that then the three of us are going to use to get on the big ship.
Okay.
Essentially. Yeah.
Okay. All right. As the distraction begins to happen, you see a few of the guards kind of begin to get pulled towards this distraction. You see this guy move here. These two are going to move up. And the guard that's back here is going to go ahead and move in this direction. You see this guard specifically, those of you with the high end of passive perception, begin to grab onto this like amulet that's on his chest as the door here swings open and two mechanical styled individuals begin to make their way out. These massive forearms that have these just massive shields on either arm begin to move out in that direction.
Yeah, I had to give them a lot of money. They are no strangers to being arrested, so it was bail and then some, if you catch my drift.
The three guards that are actually on the ship, Finnick, do not move at all.
Okay. What is the Dockmaster doing?
She is with you, waiting for you to depart the ship so she can move. She is not interested in any sort of rabble that seems to be happening in town. You are her primary focus at this point.
Would Zoshi tell me that?
Yes.
Like, hey, they're not getting off.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, I may or may not have a dumb idea. Again, may or may not work. But we're all about dumb ideas here.
Do it, I dare you.
So, okay, well now I have to.
Do
Cool.
it, coward.
Okay, subtle spell, 4th level command on all 4 people.
Okay.
It is a wisdom saving throw of 17.
All right.
Oh my god! Don't even bother rolling.
I'm so excited for this part.
I love that we're popping
Fail.
off. I've been waiting for. Come on, let's pop off.
Fail. That's a
It's
piss.
going down.
And that's a fail. So 3 out of the 4 fail.
Cool, silvery barbs on the one that succeeded.
It's the regrab for me.
Fail.
Perfect.
Nice.
And my command is go as I gesture towards the commotion.
Okay.
That's so good.
Off my ship.
So they're all gonna move 60 feet down the ramp.
60?
Yeah, they're gonna use their full action. Action
They
and a
have
bonus
to
action.
Dash.
They have to dash.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Shit, don't
So
have to
the-
command me to run.
They are filling the actual like dock to the ship, but I mean, you all have other ways of getting there, so. But this path
And
is
then I will-
effectively blocked off from you.
And then I will give the advantage from silvery barbs to Gale for whatever he needs to do
Okay.
to get this ship
Yeah.
going.
I think because Gale was there during the conversation, he knows that you all have some sort of magic stuff y'all can do, like a lot of us pirates don't. And so I think there is like a small look of like, damn young lady, like pop off, and you get
Slay
like a very
queen.
approving like a very approving look, and he will give you a nod and then run towards the one of the other 2 sails that hasn't been put down
Yeah.
to start the process.
Yep. So Gel makes his way over to one of the other sails. Soshi, I keep fucking that up. Sanshi, Soshi?
Yeah.
Soshi makes their way over to the other sail, turning back into their humanoid form, and
Mhm.
begins to drop the sail on the other one. Command only lasts for 1 turn, though, right? Finnick?
Yes.
Okay. So those 2 make their way to the 2 different sails. The main sail, is just flapping at this point. It has not been tied down because the guards did not tie it down. What are you doing at this point?
At this point, I'm going to try and tie the sails down. Like, I will try to assist.
Okay. All right. So you have enough experience on ships at this point. I'm not going to make you roll anything for it. You know what to do. You go ahead and start tying down the main sail. The other 3 of you, what are you guys doing?
Making my way to my ship. I go back underwater and just attempt to get to the ship as fast as I can.
Okay. Gormrog and Rhynak.
I'm gonna let Ryan go first.
Oh, if it looks like the process to get on the ship has started, if it looks like that's the signal to start heading out, the somewhat murderous gaze Ryanak has in his eyes will go away temporarily, because the focus is the ship, not the people. Oh, actually, I should have when the second one died. Again, as his life is being taken from him and he is put underwater, coming out of the water would be another scroll that he will pocket.
Okay.
But he will essentially starts just moving towards the ship, and once he gets to a point that he believes is far enough, you will see him teleport. and I'm going to teleport the rest of the feed onto the ship.
Okay. Awesome.
So I'm going to worry about climbing or anything like that.
Show off.
Well, get better.
Well,
Get good,
seeing
nerd.
that knowing that he can teleport, knowing that he's underwater and not having a problem, despite having been stranded on the water, we're going to talk about that. Gormrog's just going to run across the water and up the side of the ship, vault over the side, and just casually just lean against the railing. We ready to go?
Okay.
And I gets up there, dusting himself out as he does again, prestidigitating the water off so he's completely dry.
Last person to make it up on the ship then is you, Morgan. How are you getting up onto the ship?
Just gonna have Cersei come get me. So, because it's like I can stand on the surface of the water, but this ship is very
Very
tall,
large. Yes.
very, very large. And so,
I'll throw a rope.
yeah. I would have to attempt to climb the side of the ship.
Does
or
it
if he
actually?
passes the rope, then
Let me ask this: does it
Um,
look like because everything I've done has not actually required my action? If it looks like they don't have a way, Rhynak can literally from the top of the ship extend his hand to you.
yeah. So
Let me
it looks
rephrase
like
that.
they're about to just like start
Yeah.
climbing because you saw them, do all the acrobatic flips. They have
Mhm.
very high acrobatics. So it looks like they were just gonna start climbing. Seeing you put your hand down, she'll extend her hand, not knowing how you plan on getting her, considering there's like 12 feet between y'all.
They
Like,
will
sure.
say, "Don't resist."
All right.
Vortex warp.
Nice.
Whoosh.
A sudden shadow, almost like shadowy cyclone, appears beneath you, and in that shadows, you see various text, very archaic languages, all saying the same thing: return, return, return. And as that wraps around you, you will get almost literally dropped off right next to him. And he'll go, and then walk over
Nice.
towards the others.
I
She
just
probably
start-
does say that out loud, just like, nice.
Pulling the rope.
Okay.
All right.
Gerberg was just trying to help.
Morgan, you see your crew get the two other subsails set up. They're tied down. You see Finnick lock down the last rope on the mainsail. The anchor is still dropped, and you have command of the helm. But as this happens, you see all of the guards that Finnick commanded turn around and begin to run back towards the ship.
Couple of
The plank is still out. Just so we're all
Yeah.
aware.
Because if somebody can drop essentially the plank that is acting as the bridge up to the ship, we'd be able to get all of them. I also have something else I can do, but I want to save it to help us move the ship faster away, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna yell at them, because I don't know if they've noticed, but the anchor is what I'm gonna yell. And then I'm gonna assume like Finnick was doing magic-y stuff with the people on the plank up, that they know the limitations of their magic, and that they're aware that the people are turning back.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I
But I'm
would
gonna yell
have.
at the other two for the anchor.
I would have made my way towards the plank after finishing with the ropes.
Okay. Then I need Finnick to roll a strength check for the anchor. Is anyone trying to get rid of the gangplank, the gangway?
You got it
I would have.
backwards.
you got it backwards. I would have tried to get rid of the
Gangway?
plank.
Okay.
I'll go for the anchor.
Okay. Go ahead and both of you roll athletic checks.
Athletics.
I can't help y'all. I will give you a negative.
It's okay. I just got a bonus to my athletics, so.
Yeah, you did.
Oh, that's true.
And also because I was training on the ship prior to coming here too.
Dope tight, dope tight.
Nice. Was everybody... It's so small. Was everybody on the gangplank? No, there's a couple of people that are like at the edge
I don't
of the dock.
I don't think they made their. I don't think they're at the gangplank yet. They're just
Yeah,
starting to head
Okay.
towards it.
Yeah, yeah. they
Oh,
ran
I
off
see,
there.
I see.
Yeah.
So it'd be easier to like move it when there's no people on it. That makes
Yeah.
sense.
Okay. Finnick, what'd you roll for getting rid of the gangway?
23.
You wind up with your new arm, and you feel that strength in that arm. You just punch the gangway, and you see it crack at the front, and just the two halves under its own weight as the guards start to come up, crumple and fall in. D&D with D, thank you so much for the raid. We got what was that, 5 raids for tonight? Jeez Louise.
Thank you.
You see the gangway crumple into the water as if a few of them tumble down in and begin to attempt to try and grab hold of the side of the ship. As Grunrog, you begin to try and pull up the anchor. What'd you roll?
Natural 20.
Let's go.
You
Hell yeah.
wrap the chain around your arm, brace one hand against the side of the ship, and just rip upwards. The anchor shooting out of the water. Roll a dexterity saving throw for me.
Oh no, dex save as a monk.
Yeah, I know. I'm not worried, but
What's fucking dex save is +7, so 22.
okay, easy enough. You see the anchor fly up out of the water and begin to come over the side of the ship, and you just kind of step to the side as it slams down onto the ground.
Got it.
And with that, you feel the ship, with the wind kind of catching the sails, rock hard as it begins to slowly begin to move out of port. Go ahead. Go ahead. What do you got?
As soon as I feel that we're no longer anchored and we feel that sort of jolt as we slowly start drifting, I am going to go ahead and cast Tidal Wave to make a big wave that comes, and it's a big ship, and I had my eye on this ship for a reason. We're gonna be fine. And I yell at everybody to hold on to something as this huge like wave comes up and crashes down to wash us out to sea,
Okay.
far away enough that we won't be able to be boarded, and we can start give us a little push, essentially.
As you summon this wave, you see the sloop first get caught up in as the water just rises up from that side of the ship. You see the sloop begin to turn and capsize, rolling back down onto the actual dock itself, shattering bits of it across. You see that wave push forward, some of it resting up onto the dock, washing out some of the guards, pushing them, getting caught in this wave as they tumble ass over end and begin to roll across the stone. The 3 guards that had actually made it into the water and started to climb up the ship, you see as the back of the ship gets pushed by the heavy wave, the front of it lifting up out of the water a bit as it slams back down. The 3 of them, as they are attempting to climb, are just launched off the side of it down into the water as your ship pushes out into deeper water, out into the open sea. Go ahead, Reinek.
If we are attempting to do this thing, we need to tie up loose ends. Because we eventually have to come back for our ship. We're not done with the teeth, and faces are known, too known. So as the ship starts to get pushed, Reinak looks back out over at the group, spots Marith? What's her name?
Marith.
Marith.
Spots Marith and just points the quill in their direction, and they need to make a Constitution saving throw.
Poor Marth.
That's a 12.
That is very much a fail. I'm going to cast Wither and Bloom to desiccate them. And I'm assuming that they have less life than a guard does. I don't know. Maybe. We'll find out.
They are a
that is
non-combatant.
10 points in necrotic damage.
How do you want to do this?
As the quill points and the commotion's happening, anyone that's around them who might be actively looking at the direction will almost see them like almost like shunt, as if they're having a heart attack or something, and literally their skin suddenly will begin to desiccate and grip tight to their bone. They become gaunt and expressionless, trying to gasp for air that they can no longer breathe because their lungs are starting to also just grip into itself, and they just drop into a husk. And as they drop, again, you will see in his hand a scroll appear. And he will tuck it away.
Okay. With that, as the ship begins to pull off from port, you see weak attempts by the other guards to kind of load up onto the small rowboats, but they're just not able to keep up with this massive ship as it begins to pull out into open sea, or at least as open as the teeth are. You watch as Gale and Shansa, what is it?
Yoshi?
Soshi. God, I don't know why I
Sushi,
keep
but
fucking
with
that
an
up.
O.
You need
Soshi.
to write. You need to stick.
I need to write that down. I need to put a sticky note on my fucking computer with that one. Soshi, begin to go ahead and begin to work around the deck, getting things prepared and doing the various things that they are trained and well adept at doing. There is a bit of a brief moment as calm begins to spread across the deck, as the aisle of Clatter Chain, thank you, begins.
Just typed it out.
The Isle of Clatter Chain begins to grow smaller in the distance, and you see several other islands at various points in front of you. There is a variety of islands that you can now visit, and there are several clues that you have, Morrigan, as to places you'd like to go, whether it be for supplies that you have prepared or are clued in on where to get, as well as rumors as to where some of your crewmates have gone. But those will be left for next week. That is where we're going to end it for tonight.
Shit. So happy. And
no.
nobody died. Look at that. That was. I
Before
told you guys it was gonna be fine.
I was gonna say, I don't
Why
think it
not
could've
killed
gone any
so many
better.
people?
I didn't see it.
Morrigan, before we end, what are you naming your new ship?
This is the Siren Song. I think as that initial wave pushes us out, and the island that we were just on and the commotion we caused on the docks starts looking a little further away, and those lights begin to get a little farther away. uh, she would look out over the helm, uh, sort of grabbing it with one hand and stroking it with the other. uh, she would look out over the quarterdeck to wherever the rest of you are, um, and just say that, well, welcome to the Siren Song. Um, as you can tell, she already had a name for the ship, probably chose it the first time that she decided it was going to be her ship. And she looks very happy.
Okay. Alrighty. That being said, Yuri, I will send you all the information on rumors as to where all of the rest of your crew is and all the things. This way you can be informed as to what you guys want to do next. That being said, we will be back Thursday with Investigation Check for Cassidy, Norman, and I will be interviewing them. And Monday we have following up on the next episode of Forging Fates, where we'll continue our pirate adventure. That being said, Finnick, what do you got going on this week? Where can people find you?
This Saturday over on Classic Sam, over on their channel, I will be getting interviewed at about 5 p.m. Central Standard Time.
Okay. Omega.
Again, my next thing is tomorrow at twitch.tv/surfeffers _ and just more just enjoying rolling dice this week. Need some joy in this world, so peace.
That's the truth. Yuri.
Mine is tomorrow as well. Join us over at Happy Jack's RPG's Twitch as I play my first in-person studio recorded AP.
That's amazing. Okay. That being said, oh boy, I fucked my computer up. That being said, we are going to hop off here for tonight. You can catch us next week again for a continuation of our amazing story. Thank you so much for all of the people who rated and followed us tonight. There's literally too many people to announce. We really appreciate the support, everyone. Once we hit 1K, we're going to be doing a massive giveaway to help to show our love and support to all the people that have been following us. We've got giveaways from
Dragon's Nest Delivery.
We've got giveaways from a bunch of other little one-page RPGs to, I believe, the Exandria. What's the book you have there?
The Explorer's Guide to Wildmount.
Explorer's Guide to Wildmount. Yes.
Reborn.
We've got a ton of stuff. We're gonna go ahead and raid out. I got nothing else. If you guys got nothing else, remember, we love you, geeks. Good night.